Is it just me? Or does anybody else want to overthrow their government? I'm not saying we should, just to be clear. No, I'm just wondering, what kind of oppression do we have to endure before we slaughter the lying, murdering scum who rule over us with no trouble at all? Will there be a referendum? A ballot paper with, "Do you wish to rise up and kill your sadistic oppressors? Yes or no?" In many countries, simply discussing this makes you a terrorist and a criminal, which is great, isn't it? I mean, if you're subjected to tyranny, slavery, a police state and so on, and the people who are doing the murdering and lying and stealing and the tyranny are protected from attack, harm, criticism, or the violent overthrow of their fascist planet-raping nightmare by laws they made against you, making it illegal to even talk about it. Sorry, did I say violent overthrow? I meant to say democratic, peaceful process of change carried out within the rule of law. I imagine that's how it went back in the day in France when the French overthrew the decadent tyranny of Louis XVI. Yeah, I'm sure the starving peasants and oppressed masses, having been subjected to brutal royal will for centuries, all sat about discussing how much they really liked the wealth and resources being controlled by a few people and didn't mind arbitrary execution for calling the king a tosser, or the Catholic Church complicit murdering psychos. Wait a minute though, that never happened. The peasants rose up and killed the fuckers. It was a bloodbath, man. They dragged the elite screaming out of their chateaus, chopped their heads off in an orgy of bloodletting and vengeful retribution. Okay, so the French did it their way, but I'll bet other peaceful change happened, like in America, when the royalty of England was in charge and you could be hung for treason if you said the king's nose was a bit big. So, just as well the American colonists chose peaceful democratic means to shoot the British in the face. Oh shit, that's right. The people took up arms and fucked King George and his noose-happy supporters up big style. Fucked him up good and proper. In fact, the right to revolt is now one of the fundamental rights of people everywhere. After the American Revolution, Congress issued the Declaration of Independence in several forms. Philosophically, the Declaration stressed two themes: individual rights and the right to revolution. The idea became so popular, it spread to the French Revolution. Well, that's all right then. Just as long as we know it's our right, the only other question is, I guess, about timing. I expect we'll all know when it's time. I expect it'll be pretty clear. There'll be the usual signs. An oppressive military or police force that acts with impunity, killing citizens and never being brought to justice. Invasive laws of surveillance where the state collects information about you secretly and spies on your every communication. Well, maybe a cabal or dynasty of people who rule over you all the time, like royalty, just passing power from one member to another. Maybe the introduction of harsh laws and restrictions so you have no choice but to work in their factories, buy their food, live in their houses, borrow their money, etc. Well, anyway, just as long as you know revolution is your right. Take your time, no rush. I'm sure the way things are isn't quite like tyranny yet. When it is, vive la révolution!